You're listening to the Comic Crusaders Podcast. I am your host, Al Mega, CEO of Comic Crusaders and Undercover Capes. In this show, I'm sitting down with creators from all walks of life to talk about inspiration, process, the lessons they've learned, and a whole lot more. What up, everybody? It's your boy, Al Mega. Welcome to a brand new Comic Crusaders Podcast. This is going to be an awesome episode because we have an amazing guest, but then I also have an amazing co-pilot. This is one of my best friends all the way from across the pond. He's my EIC. He's a host outside of panels, Defender Crusade, smashing it, podcaster, vidcaster, reviewer extraordinaire, the machine, Johnny Hughes. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I'm doing well, but thanks for hanging out with me today. Because today, as you people see on the bottom of that screen, we're going to be talking to a legend, a modern day legend. Homie's a writer, creator, artist, publisher with an amazing imprint that just dropped via Dark Horse, Flux House. Man, creator of My Management, introduced the amazing, the ultimately talented, the ultimate legend, Matt Kindt. Hey, it was popping, but cheers to you too, my
How's it going, man? Cheers.
Everybody got their own type of coffee at this point of the day.
Well,
yeah.
Let me just say I'm 5 hours ahead of EST, so it's legal where I am right now.
Hey, I'm off work, so it's illegal already. Don't you worry. Yeah, but legend Matt Kindt, thank you for joining us today and hanging out to talk about everything you're doing now. Kudos, you got that new imprint on Dark Horse, Flux House, dropping that My Management and more. We're gonna get crazy into that, but origin stories type stuff. This is what we're about over here, real quick. Matt, so where are you originally from? And tell me a story of how you got into this whole pop culture madness, if you will.
Yeah, okay. I grew up in a small town, Lexington, Missouri, which is like hour outside of Kansas City, in a town of 5,000. And this is like 1980s. So we didn't have a comic book store. Our comic book store was Harold's, like a local supermarket.
Harold's
store? Yeah, Harold. So we would go in there for groceries every week, and they just had this. It was an old school spinner rack, So that's where I got my comics. Nice. We could get like, I don't know what the limit was. We could get like 2 or 3 comics, and then if we brought back used to have the tall bottles, glass bottles of Coke, Diet Coke, whatever.
Yeah.
So if we carried those in and returned that, we could get like the money for that.
We had that over here. Yeah, we had that. Yeah.
So me and my brother, we would return those, and that was our comic book money. So if we carried them in, returned them, and did that, we could trade that in for comics. So we were trading in bottles all the time for comics.
Oh, and, man, what passive for you see little kids. That's how you do it. Don't ask your parents. Collect them bottles, kid.
I know, right? And it's now like, man, you can stream everything on your phone, and whatever you want, you get now. This is back when. I'm old, so it's like cartoons are on Saturday morning, comics were at the grocery store. Who
are you talking to, man? Look at us. Look at us touching our beards right there. Who are you talking? Hey, look at this guy. Look, Fabio from the UK. Yeah. This is what happened to Fabio. Look.
Hey. So those spinner racks, man. I used to have little newsagents where I was, and it would be like I suppose it'd be a 7-Eleven to you guys.
Yeah.
And there'd be like just a pile of comics. I never used to be able to get consecutive issues. There used to be some sort of universal law that said if you bought a Batman book, you couldn't get the second issue at all.
Yeah. No, you do. And the other thing that would happen to me is like eventually I started subscribing. So I get like Daredevil and I subscribe to Daredevil, Spider-Man.
You mean mail order?
Yeah, mail order. So they would come in like a brown wrapper, but it was open on both ends. So it would just slide out of the brown wrapper over the top.
Was it safe though? I mean,
did
they come in good condition or no?
No way. There was like sometimes it wasn't just like a crease that you could uncrease. It was like the whole edge would be like tightly creased, like the whole thing. So like there's no way to like fix it even. So that's how they would come. But always it would be like, oh, I'm gonna subscribe to Daredevil, and then I would send it in from the issue that I just bought, but then the first issue we get would be the issue that you just bought. So like I'd have a double of one, and then the subscription would end. You're a kid, you don't know when it's going to end, and then you don't get it, and then you miss an issue that way. So I have those gaps, my collection.
I didn't know how to keep paying.
Yeah. Every 12 issues, there's a gap. Doof.
That's what you had to beg my parents. It was like, and then they had to write a check out, and it was like a whole
back in the day, a whole oh my god, right?
Yeah,
It was
Nowadays, like you just give me I'll DM them. What is it?
I know, right? Just PayPal me that. Give me some Venmo me.
I love it. So growing up, did you find a tribe that was into your fandom as well growing up, or were you kind of the lone wolf, if you will?
Yeah. No, at school there were you would see the other kids, and like there was a couple of these twin brothers that were there in high school, and they were always walking around. They always had like all the horror comics, so they'd have like Kiss, like the Marvel comics, like a Kiss comic. So they were into that.
Nice.
And it was great because like I wasn't into the horror stuff. I wanted like superhero stuff. So we would trade. I would trade with them because we both like comics, but they had the stuff that I wanted. And
why did you give up though? Do you remember if you gave up anything now that you regret at that time?
And I know that I traded some X-Men for some Daredevil because it's my favorite, and I'm sure that they were like whatever, Death of Phoenix.
Some gems.
I'm sure it was, but it was like I don't care. I like Daredevil.
Do you have a complete run on Daredevil? May I ask?
I'm not. I have everything from like, God, what is it? Like pre Frank Miller. Like I can't remember who it was. There's maybe like 10 issues before Frank Miller started. I have starting there. I have up through probably like 1998 or something.
Oh wow!
Minus the subscription, misses.
Yeah, well, I had to go through. Now I get online. You go to Mile High, and it's like order what I'm missing, and I filled in the gaps, and then I have.
Just be honest. This is the reason why you go to cons, isn't it? Not to sell your books. It's to pick up the gaps, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Now it's like you can get anything you want.
I actually have a list this year when I go to MegaCon tomorrow. Like I have to tell my booth partner, like, excuse me for at least an hour, please. I gotta sniff these out.
Yeah.
I'm looking for easy shit too. That's the funny part. It's just, but easy shit is never easy.
Yeah.
I'm jinxing myself already. Please pray for me, comic gods. All right. But bro, so talk about getting then into the creative side. I mean, how did you even begin to start dabbling? How did that fandom of yours lead to you dabbling into creativeness?
Yeah, I remember I was in high school. I wanted to do comics. I was drawing comics, but it was all like typical, like really bad, like just my art skills weren't there. And I went to college, went to art school, and then learned how to draw and paint.
What school? Some local school?
Yeah, Webster University here in St. Louis. Yeah, they had a good art program. So I learned painting, drawing, and everything, just basic stuff. But they and I always wanted to do comics, but I was always hiding like that part of me because it was all fine art all the time. And so this is like I went 91 to 95. This is before like there were classes on how to make comics, and comics were like more accepted. Like I
know we missed the boat, kiddo. I think we're the same age, but we missed that whole boat. Like we were like, oh, really? Now you want to do this? You
right. You kind of take it for granted now because comics are kind of cool or whatever. It's different. Like the way people look at comics now is different than it was back then.
Oh, absolutely. What was so? What were your high school years? Just to what that range of years?
Yeah. I graduated in 91, so whatever.
All right. So I graduated 2 years later than you. Yeah. But we're still from around the same circle. Johnny graduated like 20 years before both of us, I think, right, Johnny?
88. I graduated out of what you'd say is high school. Yeah. Yes. All
right.
So yeah, I've got a little bit of couple of years on years both, I'm afraid.
Yeah, but we all saw
it. But I'm looking well for it, right?
That's absolutely. But you definitely got a lot more hair than me. I wish I could grow fabulous locks like that.
Leave the hair alone, man. Jesus Christ. It's about comics, not couture.
There we go. Matt Kindt in fashion. Hey, so
you don't want to talk about my fashion, man. I get teased all the time.
Hey, brother, I'm a dad, bro. So it's dad bod fashion, t-shirts and jeans and chanclas. That's for me.
Yeah,
that's what it is. So, all right. So talk about when you started really dabbling, when you took it serious. When did you do that?
Yeah, college. I was like, I really want to do it, and I was doing like my own little mini comics. They were more like art comics, like autobiographical stuff and like
All
just
right.
like weird, kind of weird. Like I did a story that was like the fake origin of drinking straws. Like it was like really weird stories, but it was like typical like art school. Imagine art school me or whatever, and you're just coming out of that and do something weird and
How did the stripes get inside the toothpaste?
it had a whole fake history. There's a whole issue out there somewhere. I actually printed these up and sold them at like local comic shops and everything.
That's cool. So you actually hustle on foot to these comic shops?
Yeah. I was that time I was in St. Louis, and so I would take them to the local shops and they would carry them here, and then I would drive to Chicago, which isn't too far, and there was Chicago Comics was there, and a couple of shops I would drop them off there.
Hustler, I love this.
Yeah, it's good, but it was only half hustler because I would drop them off and I never went to see if they sold because I was afraid they.
Yeah, they owe you money. You guys start creating the Matt Kindt Mafia. They owe you some paper, kiddo.
Yeah.
No,
with interest rates nowadays, man, that must be worth a small fortune.
You know what I'm saying?
I did a signing at Chicago Comics, God, maybe like 8 years ago, something like that, and I don't know what I was signing. Something Marvel or DC thing I was working on at the time, and the guy there was like, hey, I think we still have one of your comics you dropped off. He went down. They didn't get rid of anything. They had it in their archives down in the basement or something. And he pulled out one of those books that I signed it for him and everything. But then I was bummed out because I was right that it didn't sell. Like,
damn. Yeah, you should have told him. You should bring me an extra. Did you have a copy? Hey.
Yeah, I know. It's like we eBay it now. Now it's better to just eBay it.
Crazy. But were you scared taking those first steps, my brother? How did you even navigate it at the time? Because this is all pre-internet when you started even navigating it.
Yeah. No, the internet was just happening, and I knew then like I wasn't gonna the stories I wanted to tell and my art wasn't gonna fit like Marvel DC, so I didn't even bother. I was like, I'm either gonna have to self-publish or do something with a smaller publisher like Fantagraphics or Top Shelf, which I ended up at, and so I got my day job was graphic design, so I was doing package design and I did coffee table books at Sporting News for a while, and I was doing that as like my day job, and I was just doing comics at night.
Did you enjoy that though? Those day jobs, to be honest?
Oh, honestly, I picked graphic design because I knew that was going to help me with comics. Like if I was going to do it all myself, I would have to do everything, and then it helped me learn I can design the covers, and I still do it. Like I have a hand on everything, and it just let me have total control. So it turned me into a little bit of a control freak because I don't like letting go of anything now. And
I see you're all over the book. You're all over the book. I'm sorry, Donnie. I'm hogging it. Go ahead.
Does everything but staple the book together, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, and I probably would. I'll pick the color of the staples.
It's funny because when I speak to writers over on Outside the Pounds podcast, I always ask questions like, are writers kind of mini editors by themselves? Because if they're the person that sort of like germinated the idea, then it's their baby. Does that kind of work for you as well? Then, if you have your concept and what you want to see, obviously you write and you can draw as well. But when you farm it out, do you kind of get a little bit like super possessive and like, I think I'd rather do this than that?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't. Most of the time, I don't feel like I need an editor to like make sure everything's spelled right.
To rein you in, yeah.
I don't want to like poo-poo editors and like the guys I'm working with, I love a lot, and I don't need much. I don't need much feedback. If I need feedback, I'll ask for it if I'm worried about it.
I picked up a Forbidden Planet book a while ago. I think it was the first issue of the relaunch, and when I reviewed it for Crusaders, I said, I can't believe they spelled the name wrong. They spelled Johnny's name wrong. And everyone's like, what? They missed what they do? Did they add an N or something? I said, no, they put 2 H's in. Like, are you sure you spelled it right? I'm like, well, check out my name. I think I know how to spell that. So,
right.
It's amazing how many spell mistakes pop up.
Yeah, no, that's the worst. And I'll still find them every time. I'm like,
I've read those and I see it, and it drives me nuts. I know Johnny has saved some independent creators on preview books that we've been sent,
Yeah,
and Johnny all of a sudden is like, hey guys, just want to say something seems to be off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Johnny's very nice about it, and they're like, oh my god, you just saved our ass.
They don't pay for that. That's all. Added value. That should be my nickname. Johnny Added Value Hughes.
Yeah, all right. That's a store right there.
Excellent. So how did you? So you love your superheroes. You love your abstract with the drinking store stuff. How do you kind of then marry the two to create some of the things you've created? Because you've worked across the board, right? You've worked for Marvel, DC, Valiant, your own stuff, as you mentioned. How do you kind of? If I was that abstract, I'd be like on it like all the time. I wouldn't delve back into mainstream. So how do you manage to turn it on and off?
Yeah, I honestly, my heart's always there. Like that's the stuff we grew up on, right? And I like, to me, I like genre stuff. I like crime. I like superheroes. I like spies. I like all that stuff, you know. So it was never, I never wanted to do something that wasn't that. And I kind of read like one of the early books that sort of helped me figure out what I was going to do is the 8 Ball, Dan Klaus's 8 Ball. And when I picked that up, that was like right out of college. I was like, man, this guy, it's great because it's sort of it's literary, but there's also like weird, you know what I mean? There's pulp stuff in. There's like people are getting murdered and there's dirty cops and there's like weird.
It's some Chi-Town madness going on here.
Yeah. And so I was like, oh, this guy, he figured it out. Like he's got his pulp roots and like the genre stuff in there, and he did something a little weird and different with it. And I was like, I just want to do something like that, you know.
I mean, the other end of the spectrum, talk about genre and noir. You've got Sin City, Frank Miller's stuff that absolutely blew the marketplace away when it first came out.
Yeah, no, it's great. And like probably Frank Miller is one of my earliest influences, just from Daredevil. Like I stumbled into him while he was doing Daredevil.
As a writer or as an artist, that because I mean the two different things, aren't they? Frank Miller writer and Frank Miller artist. Was it the whole package or was it one over the other?
Yeah, it was all of it, you know. And I was like, I remember copying panels out of Daredevil, I remember him swimming underwater, and I was like, oh, it was like an interesting way he had a drawing that was just.
May I ask here though, were you the type that would put a paper over the comic and trace?
No, I never did that because I wanted to learn, right? So I would look and copy, but I remember like sitting at the kitchen table and copying those, and I would copy like Sienkiewicz covers, like his New Mutant covers.
Wow, yeah.
Oh, those New Mutant covers, hell yeah! What?
Yeah,
legendary. I would be scared because I've heard some people just tracing over covers. I mean, wow, you telling me you're ruining like these books?
Yeah. No, it's just that's kind of how I was trying to learn how to draw early on, you know, and then. That's what's great now is like I bumped into Bill at a convention. And I was like, I don't even know how to tell him like what his work means to me, you know, like we're both sitting at the same convention. I don't know, it's weird.
How did you even land the first big opportunity? Or like, what did you do to even land it? Like, and how did you land it? Because I'm sure there's a lot of creators listening. I want to know how big Matt, done did it. Like how you stepped in and became the big boy you are now. Like. You're a legend already, kiddo. For real.
No,
it's in the game and doing wonderful stuff, bro.
I'd love to say like there's like I had like some crazy moment where it all came together, but it was really just like 10 years of like scratching it out and like doing like small independent stuff. Like my first books were with Top Shelf. Those didn't make any money. They sold like a couple thousand copies, you know. So I just kept doing that, and then, here's the thing. The secret for me was like just not be a jerk.
Yeah, like, good call. Good call.
Just be a decent person. And then like I had a guy editor at DC was like, hey, you named a character after like a Green Lantern. God, who was it? It was some who's the Golden Age Green Lantern? Alan something? Not Barry Allen. I can't remember. I don't remember
Jordan?
the name now.
Is it Alan?
Not Hal Jordan.
Alan Scott.
Alan Scott, yeah. So I named a character after that guy, and then the editor was like, "Hey, are you a fan of like superhero stuff? Because I noticed you had read one of my books, and that name's in there." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a huge fan." And then he asked me if I wanted to write like a Green Lantern thing, just like a 8-page something for some annual. And I was like, "Well,
Wait,
Yeah,
okay,
hell
I gotta
yeah.
ask you, Matt. Wait, before you even continue, really? So there was no doubt in your mind because you're a city boy from Chi-Town, and I'm a New Yorker, and we anytime somebody tells us like, "Yo, do you want this opportunity?" The first thing we do is, "Wait a minute, is this even real?" What you mean? Did you
Yeah.
have that approach, or did you like genuinely feel like, "Oh shit, this is real"?
No, I really did. I'm a positive person, so I'm just assuming the best about everybody, and I'm assuming everything's gonna work out. You know?
Value added.
And I
Shout out
just
to
my
John
whole
W.
life. Yeah. And but yeah, so I was just like, oh, this is great. I'll try to do my best job, and I'm sure I overwrote it, tried too hard, and then
I think far from, because look what happened.
yeah, I don't know, but yeah. So from there, I had like my foot in the door at DC. I got some work writing some stuff there, and then
Did you get to write your favorite character?
Yeah, I didn't. Everybody asked me that. My favorite character was Daredevil, but
okay, so you need to still do Daredevil.
Yeah, so I had to, but I don't want to do Daredevil. I want to be a fan. There's a point where I was like, I want to be a fan of this stuff. I don't want to like work on it, I remember I'm a huge fan of Conan too, me too. I was gonna write a Conan thing that was licensed, and there's so many notes from the rights person or whatever, and all this continuity that
they took it away already from Marvel. Don't you worry. That's what I heard. It's done. No, the only way you're gonna see Conan and Marvel is via Savage Avengers, because that's a different take. But we're not gonna see Robert E. Howard Conan and Marvel anymore. It's done.
Yeah. No, I that's okay, because I don't want to write that. But it taught me to like it sucked all the fun out of it. I was like, I just want to be a fan of this stuff. I don't want to.
Well, that's where maybe you could do it through a Blaze, because Blaze got Sumerian, which is Conan, and
Get some Red Sonja done. Go on.
Donnie loves Red Sonja. He just loves chicks and chainmail and fishnets.
Whoa! Let's not go there. It's an all ages show.
I'll defend you though. Frank Thorne on that Red Sonja. His run on Red Sonja was like amazing. His art's great. His art's so good.
Hey, Contankerous wants to know if you enjoy Zdarsky's run on there, though.
I haven't read it.
Oh man, you need to read it. It is this generation's Frank Miller. I've been saying it for ages. It's the whole thing, from when he's in prison to Lady Daredevil into Devil's Reign. It is absolutely brilliant. I'm not a huge Daredevil fan, so I'll say that now. You can send the hate mail all you like.
But don't start no Bigfoot shit.
This book has it changed my opinion on Daredevil. I was like, wow. Obviously I know the old stuff from Miller, but between Miller and now, I always felt there's a little bit of a gap, shall we say. But this new stuff by Zdarsky, great. And also, if you are Zdarsky fans, don't forget he's coming out to Batman. He's on Batman the Night now, so he's joining Batman from issue 125. So there you go.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, other stuff going on. But Matt, we're gonna start talking about my management, because you did something special right now, right? Dark Horse, had announced recently. Big shout out to David Hyde too, putting this together. That's the big homie. A lot of love to him, bro. For real. He's a good man out there, and a great team at super fan over there. But you got boom, my management bootleg. You got this new imprint right there, right? The Flux House and all. Please talk to me. First of all, let people know how dope my management is, and give them a little thought into this. Because, bro, when you look into this, I mean, this could fill a short box full of comics right now.
I just want to say there's a spell mistake on the cover.
Huh?
It's not printed yet, so that's okay.
You're killing me, Johnny. Yeah, you see, this is why he's the EIC of CC. See,
that's your value add right there.
Mm-hmm. Talk about the book, my kiddo, and Flux House. What is Flux House too? Congrats to that you got this imprint, because you're a writer, creator, artist. You've been working in the business for so long. Now you got this, imprint within Dark Horse. I mean, talk about that. What was that journey like getting to that point for you?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was just a lot of work, and I just nonstop writing, drawing, and whatever. But I got to the point with Dark Horse. We've had like a good run, like on the books, and then on the media side, we've had some success. There's a couple things I haven't talked about at all. There's a TV thing.
Oh, really? Wait! You teasing us?
I'm only gonna skim over the top of it, but yeah, there's a TV thing we're working on that we've been working on for like 6 months. I can't talk about it.
Right. But something fire.
But that opened up a lot of doors for, like, I want to do a line of books that are the books I would have been writing anyway, but I want to do them in a weird different way. So I'm doing some magazine size stuff. I'm going to do.
Thank you.
I'm doing a horror book. Yeah, right. Like it's just, it gives you.
I miss that so much.
Yeah, right. You. Like Savage Sword of Conan, like those big.
Oh, bro, that's what my mama raised me on, unwittingly, not knowing that I'm looking at titties at 12 years old.
She didn't know what you were reading. None of our parents knew what we were reading.
Yeah, thank you, John Buscema. Yes.
No, it's So
hey, is that true? Because Dan is asking. I assume the My Management bootleg floppies will have hidden secrets that won't be in collected editions later on.
There's going to be a polybag version that has each one has a little different playing card in it.
Oh, polybag, going back to the
we're back to the X-Men of the 90s.
Hey?
Yep. I'm pulling out all the stops on this one. It's a lot of weird stuff.
Hey, look at Jabba. He says you can't wait for bootleg in Flux House. He's going to use this generation's Brubaker and laughing. You know what I mean?
I'd agree with that, but Brubaker's still writing, right? So
yeah, I don't know about that. Shit, I think they're talking about Zdarsky.
Yeah.
I gotta write Daredevil first if I'm gonna be in that league.
Hey, bro, come on, man. You already in the top league. Don't even, bro. Dust your shoulders off, kid. You get out of here. You're boss. You're boss, my brother. All right. So even check out the next cover. Ooh, isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. Who's that on the cover, though? Who's she?
That's the Eraser. Yeah, she's if you read the series, she's at the end she's all scarred up at the end in the last issue. She's sort of like the villain from the previous series.
Oh, man. I don't know if you watched the show Power. She reminds me of the girl that was helping Tommy in the last, series.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, there you go.
We could cast her, maybe.
Hey, yo, bro, for real, you should. And look at this art, bro. I mean, don't underestimate your art.
No, this is Farrell Darlingbull on art. Farrell. He did Farrell Darlingbull.
Where he from?
He did a book called Wrenchies. It's probably like his best known book, but I've been a fan of his forever.
Where he from though?
Where's he from? He's in Portland, I think.
Okay, so from USA, bet American.
Yeah, man, he's so good. His art. I don't know which pages you have here. There's some.
I don't know. There's some weird stuff going on, but this is 5 panels. Then you got this verbiage going on here.
Yeah.
I mean, look at homie's hair, dude.
I know.
I would shave my head at that point.
I think that's the universal look for teachers, isn't it?
Yeah. No, that's right. After the next scene after this one, he fights like this in the script. I described him as like the hairy Chuck Norris.
Shit.
He drew it so funny and awesome. Like, it's such a funny scene. But I think it's the scene right after this.
Can I ask a quick question, then? Can I just ask a quick creative question?
Yeah.
Which do you prefer, writing or drawing?
I like them both, man. I'm drawing a couple books right now, and what I'll do is I'll write for a while, and I get burned out on writing, and then I'll bounce over to drawing and draw for a while, and then then just get tired of it. So I have like.
Do you have a time frame between them?
If there's a deadline, I'll finish something to the deadline. Like if an artist needs script, I'll do that, and then I'll jump over to drawing. But
give me a date, motherfuckers, and I get it done. Otherwise, leave me alone.
I need it, man. If I didn't have a date, I wouldn't get anything done.
Check the time zones.
I love it. I fucking love it. You gotta check out everything, Matt, right there. I keep sharing this on Twitter, Matt Kindt, right there. On Twitter and Matt.Kindt.4.real.
You've got to show Jab. You've got to show Jabba's Jabba's new comment because he's absolutely bang on right.
And look at this. When I told you guys that I love panels, holy effing shit! Look at this.
Yeah,
Talk about this page.
I asked permission for this first too because I was like, I want to do this back and forth where he's like setting up like this paranoia in the character, but then the only way to do it is with like a bunch of back and forth with a bunch of dialogue, and he's like he has no problem with it. He was totally on board. So he was awesome to collaborate with, and I think this came off. I had written a screenplay, and so I was really having fun with dialogue. And that's what I kind of
wrote this as a screenplay first.
I wrote a screenplay, which is thing I can't tell you what it is right now because they haven't announced it yet.
Oh, damn! Okay. What a tease! Yeah, bring out the stripper pole.
I will. Looking at this panel and how it's so linear, it reminds me a lot of the Sunday cartoon strips.
Yeah,
kind of conversational element.
Good shout, brother. Using your English terms, I'm learning, Johnny.
Sorry, what you call them over there?
Yeah, I would say good shit, but I would say good shout. I said.
Oh, good shout! Oh, thank you. Yes, well done. Yes, that is definitely an English thing. Yes, well played, sir. Well played.
Hey, there you go. Cheerio.
Yeah. No, Jabba's right. That's Chuck Norris. That's the hairy Chuck Norris. And that's, if you look at the last panel, that's the advanced testing procedure.
Oh, what is advanced testing? What sick stuff are you getting us into?
That's hairy Chuck Norris back there. I'm telling you.
He's like, yo, I'm gonna terrorize you with this villainous effort that will beat your ass most likely. I love it. For real.
It's an exam board.
Yeah, man. So what's up with the Flux House? What's Flux? What did that mean to you when that baby came into your mind? What was Flux?
You have to keep in mind I'm like a pretentious art school kid, right? So like I love this. There's a movement in the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s called Fluxus, which was like a just sort of like surreal art movement. There's like a bunch of people. I was like, here's like the most famous person, and it was probably Yoko Ono. Did a bunch of weird art stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But the idea is it's just like a bunch of weird. What are they saying down there in the comments?
Yeah, John was like, my management equal. End quote. There's a TV show we can't talk about. End quote.
I can't talk about it.
Yeah. You talk about the 11th season of the Big Bang
man,
Theory.
yo, even Kantanka was like, oh man, what Matt just said has made the speculators perk up their ears. Everybody's gonna go to their shop right now. How many more copies you got?
Well, you know, I tell you what, we can go back and we'll edit in what he says. I'm sure we can do accents, right?
Yeah. Just give me like. I might have to redact some of that, but I didn't say anything on.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't say anything. But
you're fine.
You know, things are happening, but we don't know what it's related to because you got to understand, Matt's resume is pretty large. So who the hell said my management?
It could be anything. Could be
because his resume is insane. I mean, he's a creative force. I mean, wait a minute, Johnny, give me this. Wait a minute.
If you want to speculate, and the world is full of the MacGuffin of the MacGuffin.
Java goes redacted.
Why would you not think of something like, I don't know, Definity?
Ooh.
It's a TV show. Just saying.
Hey, you a Jedi Knight? Are you a Jedi Knight, Matt? Because apparently Java thinks you're managing our minds.
You got to read the book. Read the book.
Yeah, because you know what? I just want to point this out, Johnny, because he's worked with Berserker with Keanu Reeves, Apache Delivery Service, Brand Department, Department H, Ether, Fear Case, My Management, Folklores, Revolver, 3 Stories, Super Spy, Pistol Whip. There's so many things. So, guys, guess what? Maybe buy all of it. Let's just flood the market and make it all expensive. Because it could be any one of these things he's working on right now. You have no idea.
Going back
he's
to
a boss.
yeah. What the flux? All right, okay.
Now Freddy is dying. Oh my God, it could be Berserker. Everybody's flipping right now. Or it could be Black Badge. Oh my God.
They already announced Berserker. Netflix already has Berserker. That I can talk about. They bought that already. So.
Oh, that's already gone. All right.
Yeah, that's not it.
That's off the table. All right, so Dark Horse. Think let's go back a couple of years. They lose Star Wars. They start losing Aliens and Predators. They've lost Conan. They have to find a new model, right? So instead of doing all the license stuff that they were known for, they start doing imprint books like the Burger books and now Flux. Do you think that having a stable publisher as Dark Horse in your corner helps Flux out greater than, say, if you were something like Vault or Aftershocks Comics?
Yeah, I think I've just been with Dark Horse a long time. So like, I've been working with Mike Richardson. Like, he's been like a huge like behind the scenes like supporter of my work for a long time. You know, like back when I didn't.
Mike.
Yeah. I was like, seriously, and I didn't even realize like half the stuff he was doing behind the scenes just to like support my stuff, you know. And so it just was a good home for it. And when I pitched it to him, I pitched like 10 books, you know, like here's my next 10 books, and then here's what I want to do. One of them I want to have has like a fur cover to it. There's like a horror book about an evil cat.
A fur cover? Get out.
I was like, I want to do
black
that.
and white cat.
Wait, what type of fur are we talking about here?
It's like a fake fur, but like a cat. It's like about an evil cat. It's a horror story. Yeah, so the cover's gonna have like a. But I was like, this is what I want to do. I need that in my life. I told him all that up front. I was like, look, I want to do some crazy books, magazine size. I want to do fur covers. I want to do. We're reprinting Super Spy, but it's gonna have like a band around it that with hole punches. So like when I sign it, I'll hole punch it out, and there's like a secret code.
I heard that. There's a punch card dust jacket that reveals a secret message.
Yeah. So it's like I had an idea. I wanted to do all this stuff, but it's kind of expensive stuff to do. But I want the books to be like great, you know. Like,
can you get it graded? That's what they want. Can you grade a fur cover?
It depends. It depends if it's brushed that way or brushed that way.
It depends where you brush, brother. You better have a good brush.
Take care of it. Brush it before you go in.
You can always trim your fur before you meet anybody. Just saying.
Hey, oh my God, that sounds like all types of wrong. That's all you get here on Comic Crusaders Podcast sometimes. It's adult. But let's talk about that first book, though, right? The first book that you're going to do under the imprint of Flux is My Management Bootleg, 4-part miniseries, you know, by yourself and Pharrell, Joe Thompson, David Rubin, and Matt Luzinski. So talk about that.
Yeah. This is a book, we've been working on this for a couple of years, and I wanted mind management to come back in like a weird way. I've been doing other mind management stuff. I didn't want to do anything. I did the series. So the series is the story. And if I was ever going to do it again, I didn't want to just like come back and do something normal.
You had a finite story when you created this for themselves.
Yeah. So if it's coming back in any way or whatever, I wanted it to be something different and weird. And so I did like a book and record. We did a board game this year that had a
board game. Look at you, bro. How was that though? Is that any different from writing a comic or a screenplay?
Man, it was I worked with 2 board game designers, Jay and Sen, who are like famous in board games for doing board games. So they were fans of the book. So we were like, hey, let's do a board game. And like they figured out how the game worked. And I did like 14 little mini comics that are in it. So like as you play it, you read these little mini comics and it goes with goes along with the game.
Johnny, I think we need to play this game on a streamcast. What you think? Johnny will probably beat my ass.
That's kind of like a Jank think tank thing. Surely they do.
We gotta talk to Random Dude. The Random Dude would love this. Yes, good. Again, with my English, good shout.
Oh, tickety boo, sir.
Boy. Yeah. Cheerio. There you go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Puerto Rican trying to talk like an Englishman is just horrible. Here we go. So where are we going with this, bro? Because this is 4-part miniseries. I mean, you got like variant covers by Jim Rugg, Marguerite Savage, Aaron Weisenfeld, Laura Perez. You got that polybag variant we're talking about going all 90s and shit. You know, that's going to contain a subversive, you know, collectible playing card. I mean, bro, where does your mind, no pun intended, management come from?
Man, I'm bored.
St. Louis sucks, and I just gotta create something.
There's nothing on TV that I can't talk about, and so I'm going to create something instead.
Exactly, man. Here's the thing: comics life is like you're sitting in a room by yourself, drawing and writing. So your brain goes at weird spaces. But yeah, no, I just wanted to do something different. Even the polybag for my management works with the cover in a weird way. They have to bag it backwards because there's a cutout on it's printed. The polybag's printed, so they had to polybag it backwards so it would work with the logo and interact with what's inside and everything.
Oh, really? Yeah, hey, look at this. Oh my God. Speculators, go ahead. Go crazy.
Man, the printer hates me. The printer hates me.
Hey, he goes, you want to sell out the book? He goes, polybag the book with insert cards, kind of like sport cards. Do a special insert for mind management that you can use as playing cards. A la Charizard card. I'm not a Pokemon player, so I'm not a card guy.
I don't know that. Here's what I will say: the card that's in there, you can use in any deck of playing cards.
Ooh, you heard this?
Any game with it, it changes the game. Any game you play, it's gonna interact with whatever that game is.
Cantankerous, there you go. You're about to f up the whole world with the madness of Matt Kindt right there.
That's right.
It's a wrap, yo.
Just don't play the card on the river. God knows what will happen.
Yeah. Don't play with Random Dude because he's gonna try and cheese you too. Random Dude loves to cheese people. I'll tell you that much. He cheeses me all the time, and then he says that it's me. Now I'm like, no, bro, you're cheating. It's all right.
Can I ask a quick question about my management? It's a 4-issue miniseries. Dark Horse are known for that. That format did you go in with 4 issues in mind, or is that something that you negotiated with Dark Horse?
Yeah. I wanted to do 4 issues and then every issue have a different artist, just sort of make a weird thing. And it ties to the story. Every issue has a different.
Not me being weird. He says mega weird. Not me weird.
Yeah.
I'll be playing.
Yeah. Every issue has a different character. So like each artist takes on one of those, and we sort of get the backstory and everything, and all ties together.
So that leads into the main, like it's an aside to the main dish.
Yeah. It's its own. It's actually like a epilogue to the main series, but you don't need to know. You can read it on its own. It works on its own.
Cool.
And look at Freddie trying to fresh. Any chance of divinity?
Dude, I said that like 10 minutes ago.
Right. And then John he already ordered 2 copies of True Speculator.
That's good. Our mission is done. All right, I'll see you guys later.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Cantankerous. You guys rock. You rock, man. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, the Valiant stuff. Divinity is probably one of my favorite things I've ever done.
I absolutely love Divinity. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, me too, man. Because you came with something so OG for the new Valiant universe. Because I'm an OG fan of the OG, volume 1, if you will. And then you brought this to the game. Where did that come from, bro?
That was my I'm trying to remember the actual origin story, but the editor was like, they wanted to come up with a new character, like a cosmic something. And I was like, okay. And I remember going on a car trip I go to Heroes Con in Charlotte every year, and we drive from St. Louis to there, and it's like 8 or 9 hours. And I just remember being in the car with a friend of mine, Brian Hurt of Six Gun fame. And I just remember telling him, like, I was like, hey, I got a cosmic character, and I got to figure out what to do with him. I want him to be like Russian, I guess. And we just sort of, I just bounced every idea off of him, and we sort of like figured it out on the way there and back in the car ride. And whatever. That was one of those things. It's hard to write like Superman or a character that can't be beat, right? Or
right. And I think by adding the second series, you added a human twist to things.
Yeah.
And then of course when those two got together, it's like that's the end of the Valiant universe. What you're going to do? It's kind of like that crisis effect, I suppose you would say. And then how do they get back from that? I just thought it was, for me, I'm not a huge Valiant fan. I'm going to say that, but to me, that was the pinnacle of Valiant. And you know what I'm saying?
That's like 2, yeah,
definitely. That was like the high spot. And since then, I've not seen a lot from them after that point.
Well, Dinesh left the company too, so I think that creative energy that he had, it is now faltered. It's owned by a bigger conglomerate that's trying to make movies out of the IPs. I mean, there's just things that happen, but but the whole thing is that this is about Flux because he's not gonna let these IPs fail. He's gonna make these IPs blow the fuck up because that's what it is. Because my management is insane. Everything you've done thus far is like, you have the Midas touch when it comes to creativity, and I don't give a shit. A lot of people try to even criticize your art. Shame on them.
Really?
Johnny. You wouldn't believe that while I was researching Matt, I had people talking shit. I'm like, how dare they? I'm like, there's a person that can write and draw. I wish I could draw a quarter as good as he did. Like, Jesus. I mean, bro.
Man, I've been working 20 years. I got a thick skin.
Well, art is subjective, right?
Absolutely.
So no one decides, you know what, I'm going to draw a bad book. For a start, that's the thing.
Java says, "Have you thought about growing a ponytail like Brian Hearn?"
Oh man, he's seen the ponytail. I know he has. He knows how gross it is. No way. Next time Brian's taking a nap in the studio, I'm gonna
snip.
Yeah,
a Jackass. You know what? I don't want you to film like the Jackass episode. Just go with the webcam. Ha ha, and make it funny that way. Like kicking the balls that way they don't get mad. Oh, I'm on camera. This is so funny. Yeah.
Remind me never to hang out with you then.
Johnny, don't you ever have a ponytail around me, bro? I'm gonna wear that behind me like part of a wig over here, actually. Bro, Matt, you're awesome, but what else are we gonna get from Flux House? Because I know that my management bootleg is only the beginning. What else are we gonna start getting?
Man, I honestly got 2 years worth of books, ready to go. So I'm
2
drawing.
years.
Yeah, I'm 2 years. I'm booked for 2 years. In my whole life.
How do you do this? How do you do
life? I've never had it figured out that far ahead. So,
dude, how did you do that? Please elaborate.
I've been working, man. I will say, like, 2 years of pandemic, I've been cooped up. So, like, shit. I was planning.
Do you have family?
Scheming. Yeah, I got a daughter, but here's the other trick: is my daughter went to college this last year, so we've
empty nester.
Yeah, empty nest. Right. And then I got it. What else am I gonna do with this time? I gotta work.
I don't gotta raise your ass no more. Give me 3 hours, baby, to your wife, right?
We're doing one of the books I got planned for this year is I'm drawing it, and my daughter's actually painting it. She's going to art school too, so she's good at watercolors, and so that's like her summer job this summer.
How do you feel about that? Because my daughter graduated from college this year too.
Yeah,
she's a graphic designer, and she is kick ass. And like I show her anytime I do something, I say, "What do you think?" And every time, I mean, I probably only maybe got one okay once in my life, but most of the time it's like you could do it better.
Yeah. No, there's a point where you just got handed over and be like, fix it.
She doesn't want to do it though because she's busy with other shit. It's like, damn it, baby, I can't wait for you. I can't wait till tomorrow. I'm a New Yorker. I need it now.
Well, the truth, you got to pay her. I'm definitely paying my daughter. She's not working for free.
Oh, you know what? Mike, if she hears this, don't give her no ideas, man. How dare you?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's what you say.
Like, hold on, Daddy. I need a contract and all this shit. I'm gonna be F. Yeah. Thank you,
Matt. At which point you then give her a rent agreement.
Oh, thank you, Johnny. You know what? Hey, maybe we could do a trade. And Gataya says, "What, a family book? Yeah, what a family book? The Kindt family book. No, but for real, bro. I'm really happy that you're doing so much. I mean, you've been doing this for so long, so it's like flowers time, bro. Salute to you and your creativity and being brave and bold enough to just do what you do artistically, writing, and even publishing. I mean, so would this just be just you, or are we gonna get more team members involved within the Flux House family?
Yeah, I thought about that. I don't know if I want to do anything that I'm not involved in, but maybe as I get older, I might do it. But right now, I'm at least writing something. Or
know what? Once he loses all of black, he's saying. So once his mustache turns gray, he may consider more help.
I got this much left.
Yeah, bro. Look at me. I'm holding on to the tips over here. Johnny's like, no.
I hate you both. Just
no. But Matt, you're an amazing creator. Just thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for entertainment. Thank you for putting yourself out there. Not many people, do what you do. So, I wish I could draw and write like you. I gotta get brave too, Johnny too, because I know Johnny's creative. He got massive ideas that crack me the fuck up. So yes, you do, Johnny. So it's like we could do some fun stuff. Comic Crusaders are mad, you know what I mean? We could do, but it'll be great. So, but with that though, Matt, thank you for your time, your hospitality, your wisdom, your journey, and talking about wisdom. Last point. What type of wisdom can you give any independent creator right now that's trying to even step in? Those young bloods that are just hungry for this.
Yeah,
what you got to tell them?
I'll tell you the thing I learned in school. The one lesson I learned was from this printmaking class I had, and I hate printmaking because it's time consuming. It's a lot of work. Like it's messy. And but what I learned from that class, that teacher, he would say over and over again, he said movement and production. Just keep moving, keep producing. And I was like, Jack Kirby did it, and like that printmaking guy did it, and like that's what I've been doing my whole life. So that's all.
I don't think we're ever gonna get somebody that could produce as much as Jack Kirby, though. I mean, homie was doing like a comic a day, son.
No, that's like he's like lightning in a bottle.
I mean, I hope. I mean, but I mean, you're that type of creator in the sense that your runs are long. You got story, you got talent. God bless you. Continue success in this journey. That's why we wish for you. And we got you as Comic Crusaders and outside the panels. You know what I mean? It's real talk. So with that, folks, this is what I need you to do today. Right now, follow Matt all over the socials. On Twitter, Matt Kindt, MATTKNDT. On Instagram, Matt.KNDT.for.real. All right. It makes it a little difficult on Instagram. It's all right. And you can follow Flux House on Twitter at Flux House Books. Now, Flux is FLUX. All right. You should know how to spell house and books, and if you don't, shame on you. You can follow Matt's website at mattkindt.com, MATTKNDT.com. And a big salute to my brother from another mother from across the pond, Johnny Hughes, outside the panels, the front of Crusade, Old Timers Show.
Old Timers, woo!
Yeah, and he I don't know if you saw that review today talking about the Mighty Thor. I mean, yesterday. You got to check it out. It was fire. And any review does. I mean, this, you know what we call the machine, Matt? He has like over 2,000 reviews done on Comic Crusaders. Do you believe that?
That's right, man. That's movement and production. There you go.
Movement and production.
There's a record. Guinness Book of World Records. Find me another comic book reviewer that's reviewed as much as the Machine Hughes. All right? Go ahead. I dare you. All right. I need you to get your plaque, bro, because you deserve it. Thank you for joining me. Matt, thank you for hanging out. Again, one more time. The website, the Twitter for the books, because he got some fire coming out. All right. The socials, a big salute to David Hyde, a super fan. Love you guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks for everybody that tuned in. Thanks for everybody that commented. And if you want to win prizes this weekend, if you happen to be in Orlando, Florida, that is, check it out. Comic Crusaders hanging out with Geek Fest Film Fest. We're giving out toys and statues from Diamond Collectibles, McFarlane Toys. You got comics from Cuento, like Paul Gomez, ASAP Comics, Warehouse 9. We got like audio equipment. We got stuff. We got goodies. Legion M. Everybody is insane. Yo, we got some good stuff. So come on through to the table, get your raffle ticket, and let's go ahead and win. And with that, thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Matt. You guys look fucking just awesome. I appreciate y'all time. Yo, this is amazing. Huepa, hasta la próxima, mi gente. This is my boy. Check out Outside the Panels, Undercover Caves, Comic Crusaders. Hasta la próxima. Huepa! Thank you for listening to the Comic Crusaders podcast. If you like the content, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Also, please visit comiccrusaders.shop and our extended podcast family over at undercovercapes.com. And also, make sure to download the Comic Crusaders app on the Google Play Store today.